Okay, let's see what I built today. This is a present for my niece who got stuck in Stardew Valley, and I discovered a very dangerous website called Etsy, where they sell guides, because the original guide is out of print and impossible to get. This is actually a book that I use all the techniques, including a ribbon, combined. So I printed the pages and cut them to size and bound it with needle and thread. The book consists of 3 parts actually. It is not a complete guide of everything, but it only shows the relevant things that you might get stuck on. I don't own the game Stardew Valley itself. Maybe one day I will. So this is also in memory of how you can build such a book. So the first part is the important things. So roughly we can go through it if my camera doesn't die until here. This is page 45. So the first 45 pages are I got them, but I was not really satisfied because there was some things missing and there were some mistakes, and so I got my money back, which is a kind gesture, but nevertheless I would have paid for better quality. So I was first in love with Etsy, and now I think it's just a bunch of amateur things. And they only show the new things. So if you want Etsy stuff for example, Animal Crossing Wild World, good luck finding it. So this is the first part. Then I paid for the checklist. The checklist consists of 2 pages, which I printed out in 110%. And then I cut it to normal size, 90% of everything. The checklist has all these little things. They are a little bit too small for my taste. But the idea is that you put stickers. You cut out stickers and you put a sticker in catch 10 fish types, for example, if you got 10 fish types. The video game will show you what fish types you got, but you can track it here for your first run, and here are also squares where you can put in your stickers. So that's the second part. The third part is an index. The index I made myself by going painstaking process, going through every noun, if you will, of this this guide, and that led to an Excel sheet, which I can show later, that has 1,030 something things. So solar essence, tackle, walleye, pale ale, all the things that are in the game and are in the manual. So there are many more things that are not mentioned in the manual, so I don't know what is there. I also wrote an errata. So this obviously was made by some kind of loving mother with Holly something, which had a son called Matthew, and the son called Matthew played Stardew Valley, so they wanted some quality time to play in Stardew World together. And this was just sold as is, which is not a really nice gesture because my niece is not called Matthew. Anyway, I shouldn't check the horse's mouth or something. Then, I mean, the information, there is a lot of information here, so I'm not going to complain. But I made an index which cost me 2 days. First in Excel, and then to convert it to Word, 3 columns, and believe it or not, it's a lot of work, but it is all in all 6 pages of index. So anything that you find in the game, you can look it up, and you don't need to search for the index itself because it's in the back. Alright, so that is what makes sense, and there is some kind of overview, just if you want to read about the community center quests, upgrades, etc. So I think this is a logical way to do it. There are also some challenges that I found on the internet. Some are already covered in the achievements, so I had to check that these were unique, and yeah, it's for your repeat play. Now my niece also gets 3 sheets of stickers, and these are tiny stickers, but if you use a quality pair of scissors, then you can cut out the things that you want, and then you can sticker over them on the for the bulletin board or the vault. So there was some test runs to do. So this is a 2x2 size of an A4. So there are 4 of these stickers, they are identical, and this fits over here in this box. So I think you can use for quality drops, super crops. You can use the bundles thing, and the bundles is a special feature. In Stardew Valley where you need to combine things, which I saw on the internet. Now, these stickers, this grid is supposed to fit inside of these squares. Because my niece is a female, I think she'll have enough eye-hand coordination. If I were to do this myself, I would increase this to 100, not 110, but 130%, and use a 2x1 version of the sheets. Because of the challenges, I imagine that she wants to play second run. So this is how it looks. It's simple sliders, and I numbered them so you don't. I mean, when you complete a game, then your stickers are depleted, and you can keep them in place. And the reason to do this was that I always lose those tiny little things. So for somebody else, I would also imagine that they lose it. In this way, you can keep the stuff inside as a unit. A thing I learned from my board game days. And the final thing is, of course, the back. Now, What is inside of this guidebook? I'm not going to complain about the quality. You cannot make this unless you have an Epson ET3850. That printer has a setting where you can emphasize black lines, which makes the text stand out. If you print it on a normal printer, then this will be all kind of gray and blurry. And as you can see, this is quite sharp. The text around is not really the problem, but these things are scanned in images. So it talks about Cinderset Forest, the mountains, the beach, and Elliot's cottage, village shop, all these things. And you can read normally as if it were a book, and later you can look it up using the reference. Calico Desert, Kroger's shop, traveling cart. So the images to make this nice, so no white on the border here. I used a line cutter, which makes for a really nice effect. So getting started, taking care of your animals, all the animals here. So there are some pictures here and there. The seasons, of course, and all the recipes. So the cooking recipes and the bundles. Bundles are a special page on the last part. So I printed this on 160 grams. Then I made some mistakes and had to do it again because I didn't plan properly for this solution. And I fold it over, and then I use the 160 grams per square meter, as you can hear it. And I also used 160 grams for the checklist. So the reason for this checklist is